I'd like to take this occasion to thank all of the Periscope live stream community that engaged with me in January and February of 2020 on this Vietnam quest. Je voudrais remercier la communauté Periscope qui a participé avec moi durant cette tournée au Vietnam.
Thank you, Siri. This is the first confluence of certain people in the scope, apart from yourself, Siri, and then there's Robin, and then there was Randy for the first time, and then there's Euro as well. If this new process worked, no reason humans wouldn't live hundreds of years without any deterioration. Yes, I would agree. I just wonder if we would get bored. We would have to actually create or be creative to the point where I think the killing thing, the thing that may want us to commit suicide, would be boredom or lack of creative things to do. So if there's a bright future ahead of us and it looks bright, then that's a reason for living forever. Otherwise, yeah, it would create all kinds of social, economic. Well, I would think that, yeah, it would change society and the whole structure of having to work for a living, taxation, all kinds of stuff. Even stuff that we can't even, from this vantage, anticipate. Which means that there is stuff yet to discover, which that part I like, because it's not all written out yet. You can do educated guesses, having children, etc. Yes, just to contemplate how that would work, you know. And I'm assuming not the old-fashioned way, Euro. Your children designed by Apple. Even the old-fashioned one causes issues. Yes. But it's still fun. Right now, very limited time span to produce children. Yeah, in our society today, yes, you're right. Like Japan, the birth rate has dropped. There are more people dying off than being born. So they're headed towards a problem in that they're not replacing their population with new children. So how they figure out how to address that situation will be interesting. Well, I like the angle of this building. How it reminds me of that wedge building in Columbus Circle. Not saying that it's just the image of it and the angle that we're looking at, but I know there are obvious differences. But with this, one can be having children for hundreds of years and they don't die essentially. Yikes, Euro. Do you really want that many dependents? You know, if you look at certain large families, you might have like your favorites, you know, and when Ma says, "Oh, I love you every single one of you equally," yeah, right. I think the more you have, the less likely that is to be true. You're definitely gonna have favorites. Okay, so what is going on here? Heineken? Let's let's have a look. Okay, so this is an ice cream place and baked goods. Baked goods and gelato. But you know what? I don't really feel like an ice cream right now or today. I had a mango juice with my lunch today, and that really hit the spot. And right now, I don't feel like an ice cream, but 15,000 dong is not a lot of money. I'm not going to say euro. I will say I'll be here long enough. I mean, in Vietnam. In Hanoi, I don't know how long, but I have to come back. But I'll be here for a while. So hopefully, what I intend to do is experience as much variation as this country has to offer, and it is a very varied country. So this is like a culture shock, the big city and all that cacophony and all the smog and how people adapt to that. So this is just a starting point, but I don't really know where I'm going to go from here. But my intention is to go to different places. So we'll see where it goes, and however long it takes, however long it'll take. Oh, look, they just turned on the lights. So this, in contrast to some of Euromaestro famous lighting of the Eiffel Tower, we have the lighting of Hanoi Lake, which is the Hoan Kiem Lake, which is the lake of the legend of the lost sword. And they just turned on the lights for the evening just to switch things up a bit. Take that, Eiffel Tower. Thank you for the hearts, guys. Okay, so I think this is very adjacent to the French Quarter in Hanoi, because you can tell from the architecture and the buildings. Uh, Thong Nhat Park. It's right along Hoan Kiem Lake. So you guys are. I don't have the Google machine at my disposal. Robin has been very good at coming up with real-time answers and stuff. So I could not answer your question, Euro, but thank you for asking. And it's possible somebody might be able to. I have location on, by the way. I think it should be on anyway. Deb McCabe, good choice. Okay. So this is actually this little traffic circle is not so bad. I'm actually feeling relief standing here because there are more congested areas and noisier, and this isn't as stressful to me as other street corners are. So yeah, I don't know if this is the park of which you speak or where it's located, but we might be able to find out. Okay, so these are official looking gentlemen, but I don't know what the blue suits mean. There are two kinds of police officers in in Vietnam. The ones that wear beige, apparently they're useless, and I'm not sure what their function is. The ones that, let's say, if you get robbed by somebody or you actually need actual help, they wear a green uniform. So you would go to them. Lovely, regarde mon profil, s'il te plaît. Who is lovely, and why? Why are you asking Lovely to look at your profile? Lovely to qui? So Corto Maltese has 109 followers, and he's following 48, and he has no scopes. So wait a minute, what's going on here? Lovely Ragama. This is amazing. Thank you. Hey, Deb McCabe. I'm glad that it's to your liking. I truly am. But this is just my second day in Hanoi, and I'm liking it too. So it looks like we're kind of discovering things at the same time. So I'm going to do my best to why, because there's a lot of pollution in this city. So there's a lot of particulates from the exhaust. All these motorcycles have exhaust fumes. So if you're the motorcycle behind a motorcycle with, oui, je parle français, behind the thing, you're breathing in. So a lot of people wear a filter mask so it absorbs some of the particulates that don't end up in your lungs. People look so calm. I think you have to adapt. But with the noise and stuff, I'm sure it affects, I know that I feel it, especially when I walk into a calm space from a noisy area. Somehow, physiologically, there's something that occurs that you take notice of it right away. So, so even if they look calm, that's just like a game face. They're just weathering, you know? So I'm not gonna walk under a ladder because I'm superstitious that way. Is Randy back? Hi, Randy asked me to check out your school. Oh, hey, Tucker, how's it going? Yeah, Randy was in here and he cracked a couple of jokes. So I'm glad we got him on his good side. He had some material to share with us. And Euro was just here. And so, yeah, we're in downtown Hanoi around the Hoan Kiem Lake. Yes, and he's a frequent scoper, so you cannot help but notice Randy because he's on a lot, and he's showing us a very interesting and unusual part of the world. Yep, all good, thanks. Okay, you're in his scopes all the time. Okay, Deb. Well, I'm glad that you're giving me the context, so I know who you know. Like Periscope is a community, and within that community, there's like pretty well, you know, there are the keepers, you know, and like Randy and Euro and you know, there are scopers, and then there are also people that interact with scopers. So that whole community, we pretty well, if you spend enough time on it, you pretty well know who is who and what is what. And all roads lead to Rome, and this is where I started pretty well my scope because we did a walk from there, and I think I came from that direction. Hey, Crisco pants. I like I like your Nick Crisco pants. How's it going? I'm looking at your profile. I don't follow you yet, but I'm following you now just for the Nick. DJ Crisco. Okay. So this is the taxi company, the motorbike taxi company. Is called Grab. So they have an app. So it works just like Uber. They come and find you and they take you where you want to go, and you can get there fast because if you're in a car, it's too congested. The streets are too narrow. Randy's a legend scoper. Please follow me. Thank you. Oh, sorry, Debbie. I didn't realize I wasn't following you already, and I'm following you now. So thanks for giving me the mention and the request. Your request has been approved. You're part of the gang. So yeah, this has turned out to be a longer scope than usual. Okay, so this is the deal. I generally don't do long scopes